Okay, we're back. So I did have to work a little bit on the firewall. I used a medium-sized rubber mallet. Distributor did fit, but it will slightly rub on the firewall. So I got this little rubber mallet. It's not that heavy. Just basically pound it in a little bit, not much. I had to remove the carburetor for some leverage. Okay, so maybe you don't have to, but I thought it'd just be easier for me. So here's the distributor. Here, let's bring the old one back over here. Here's the old one, a uni light from Mallory. Some people call them mini lights, because they're small distributors. Some people call them the original name, which is uni light. So whatever it may be, see the difference? It's a world of a difference from a little small casing to this large casing. But again, I'm just making this video so that you can see that it can be done. Here, I'll show you. Well, first and foremost, again, I'm gonna make this prong my number one spark plug wire. Reason being is that I want the distributor to be parallel to the firewall. That way, these outer spark plug wires will be facing out, horizontal to the firewall. Okay, so they're going to be sticking out, say, like just one to the left and one to the right. Okay, so let me take this apart, and I already marked it. This is going to be my number one right here. Okay, so let's take this apart and let's see what it does. Okay, here we go. There's the cap. Here's the distributor. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way. Cap, I'll leave it over here. Should be fine. Okay, let's see what it does. The moment of truth. Here we go. All right, I'm just going to drop it in there. It's not really set inside the distributor with the the oil pump. But as you can see, yeah, there it is. It just dropped right in. Okay, see that? Here, let's see here. See? But here's the thing. The thing is that, let me see if I could drop. Okay, it completely, come on, baby. It should drop in. I want it to drop just completely in. I know it's not centered, but let's see here. Try it there. Nope. There it is. It's in. Okay. It's in, right? I mean, it's flush. Yeah, it's flush up against the intake manifold. Okay. I need to see if the cap will clear. So, let's see if the cap clears. And it does. Okay, guys, there it is. See? You see that? It clears. People say it can't be done. Well, here it is. I just did it. So, yes, you can put an HEI on a first-gen Camaro 67, 68, 69. It's awesome because we're just going to use one wire, as explained earlier on another video, on my first video. This is the positive wire. This is a positive wire for the other style of ignition with the points, condenser and all that kind of stuff. This one will go to the battery part back here. So I'm gonna need a female connector and just plug it in. And one wire will run the system. Okay? So that's the beauty of all this. So I guess I could continue putting everything back together, but at this point, I think it just takes too long for me to show every little step to put it all back together. But again, the main emphasis on this video It's not to tell you how to install a distributor. I could do another video on that specifically, or how to install a carburetor. I could do that, and I'm sure most people can do that too. So this video is not about that. It's mainly about installing this distributor with plenty of clearance so that you can run an HEI on a early Camaro. Okay guys, so now the other thing I do need to let you know is that you will need a new set of wires. You know, I got some new ones. Here they are. You know, you need the style that has the kind that would go on the tower of the distributor, right? This is for the distributor end, right? Goes into the tower, and then you need the 90 degrees on the bottom for if you're running headers. Okay, so you don't want the straight ones because it'll burn them up against your header. If these would be straight, they'd burn your headers, or your headers would burn the wires, I should say. Okay, so you cannot use these early ones anymore because there's a different style. It's the opposite, so we can't use those. Okay, so yeah, just to let you know, I ordered a distributor. Well, I didn't order it. They had them in stock, you know. So I got one through a CarQuest, and I got one for a 74 Camaro. Reason being 74 is I believe as of 1973, these HEI distributors were appearing on certain GM vehicles, but on 74, all cars were mandatory, and they switched over to the large cap HEI, and they're great because it just takes one wire to run it. And it does have this wire here, but that goes under the cap, and your coil and your rotor, everything's in there. It's self-contained. Okay guys, so it will work. I got plenty of room, you know. I got the thing that goes here for the wire just to hold it up, but it will work, and it's something that you should do, or you should consider if you have points or any other kind of ignition system. It's just very practical. It's, you know, it's just something good to do. You know. All right guys, so my next video will be the car running. So I don't want to bore you with putting the carburetor back on. I want to bore you with putting on the, you know, the spark plug wires. None of that. You know, don't want to bore you any of that. It'll take hours. Maybe 1 hour or two. But anyways, I've been working on this car this one day only, so it's not like you got to work on this car for you know, several days. I started this morning. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon right now. So it should be running later on today, maybe within the hour, I guess. You know, I'm gonna set the timing, you know, put the spark plug wires, all that, carburetor back on, and it should be running. Okay guys, so again, I'll see you in the next video. Okay, it should be running. All right, we'll see you in the next one.